Formula 1 arrives at Brazil for the opening round of the third season of the 2021 F1-E series. And the main news, of course, was that McLaren have already come out and said that their main target for this season is to challenge Mercedes for victory. They say they can hopefully to get both cars at least on the podium on the initial process. They admit Mercedes do look like they have a little bit of an advantage over them, but hope that once they get later in the season they can pull some pace over the German team and get themselves ahead into 4 victories and at the very least be aiming for podiums. Meanwhile, Red Bull had some good news as they announced that their engine was coming even earlier than planned and would be ready as planned for the Italian Grand Prix, which means that they would be changing their engines at the exact halfway point in this series. But for now they have to stick with the terrible Jaguar engine which loses so much power down the straight. Fernando Alonso would call it a GP2 engine. Mercedes meanwhile look fast though. Van Dorn seems to be on it, proving his impressive form from last season's car and it seems to be not letting down Mercedes in keeping their faith with him. If you recall, in Season 2 Van Dorn did get 1 podium with the team when the car wasn't that great. And it's Van Dorn who takes pole actually, so he continues that form. He's just under a tenth ahead of Lewis Hamilton, who starts alongside. McLaren are where they want to be. They start 3rd, Ricciardo ahead of his new teammate Peter Harmson. Sebastian Vettel starts 5th for his new Aston Martin team, sandwiching the 2 Porsche cars with his teammate down in 8th place. And the 2 Ferraris, of all people, are the 2 that get into the top 10. Outside the top 10 we've got Verstappen disappointed, only 11th. Alonso is only 12th. The Alpine pace has really gone bad. Gasly starts down in 13th place. DS really not happy with that. Ocon, Schumacher as well, 14th, 15th, with Norris only 16th, showing the poor engine with the 2 Jaguars and the 2 Dragons rounding out the grid for today's Brazilian Grand Prix. Well, hello everyone, welcome back to another video of the F1-E mod, episode number 1 for a brand new series on the channel at Brazil. Of course, if you did miss the pre-season video that was uploaded last Thursday, then I recommend you go and check them out. The link to the playlist is in the description below. I also did a recap video as well from the opening 2 seasons, because this is the third season on 3 different games that I've done this series as well, so I recommend you go and check that out as well if you want a quick recap of what I've been up to over the past 2 seasons. But yes, of course, if you did watch that pre-season video, then you would remember that I was having a bit of issue with the game, which basically I spent the entirety of my Saturday reinstalling everything. I had to, though, to make some adjustments. So the McLaren is white. The Red Bull no longer has the white, unfortunately. So it's back to its usual paint scheme. The Alpine's got a bit of an extra blue. The Jaguar is a sort of a more of a green, and the Aston Martin is a lighter green for this series. I'm probably not going to change them because this is only a 12 race calendar as well. But anyway, moving to then the race strategy. It's going to be a 2-stop with the performance. The tyres are brand new as well, I should mention, because of course, if you recall from seasons 1 and 2, we did have harsher tyre wear, but we're now going for 50% races, so we'll see what we can do. Brazil is a good race for me. What can we do? 5 lights are out and away we go for our first race for McLaren. And it's a good start, better than Ricciardo. We're going to dive down the inside of the 2 Mercedes, not really where we want to get to be, and we get squeezed out by Hamilton now, who takes the lead over Van Dorn. We move up into P2, so we already look behind at Max Verstappen, who's already falling behind as Norris is sandwiching those DS Chichita cars of Gasly and Schumacher. And as we jump to lap 5, Hamilton, as usual, has sailed off into the sunset, and Daniel Ricciardo is all over my backside trying to get past into P2. We'll see if we have to hold him off for now, but ultimately I don't know if it's a bit of the tyre wear or something going on. He tries to go around the outside on lap number 7. A couple of laps later, we do force him momentarily off track. We try and give him the room. We understeer into that corner, not really what we want, and that's going to allow Van Dorn to potentially have a little look at Ricciardo, but nothing doing there. And the tyres are really going off now, getting close to 50% now on lap 8. We're supposed to be coming on lap number 10 for our first pit stop. And you can see that Hamilton's not too far away, but he is there. And Ricciardo now is trying to have another go at it and gets on the curbing. Is that going to allow? He's going to dive down the inside. What was he doing? He's lucky not to lose a bit of his front wing. Very lucky indeed as we come into the pits, indeed at the end of lap 10. Hamilton in as well. But he was very lucky there. He was a bit aggressive there from Ricciardo. I think he getting frustrated he couldn't get past us on the straights. 2.7 second stop. Hopefully that will improve as we go through this series, or not. Well, hopefully it does get better. We'll see if it gets better, if they can do a better stop today. We're going to come out in P10 just to show how good our pace is of the top 4 teams. We're out. Obviously, the rest of the field have got no competition against us. And look at this. Verstappen is just a sitting duck. Just show how poor the Jaguar engine really is. And Ricciardo's going to have him as well, I think. Here's a replay. There's Ricciardo coming out of the pits, so we did well to stay ahead of Ricciardo. We got DRS, dived down the inside, off Verstappen and moved up into another position, and Ricciardo then got him on the exit as well. So Red Bull have got a little bit of work to do as we watch on board with Sergio Perez in the Porsche car. Still yet to hear when that court date is going to be over all the sponsors and the arguing constantly going on, but he's yet to stop. So he did come in a couple of laps just before, like lap 16, laps 15, to go that long, as Ricciardo once again tries to go around the outside, but we cut him off once again, retain P2. And we'll see if now is Van Dorn going to pressure Ricciardo as well. He is now, actually. This is the following lap. Ricciardo got squeezed out again, and Van Dorn has had enough. He's down the inside of Ricciardo. Can he get moved down on the outside? Yes, he can. He's going to go around the outside to complete the move. And now Sebastian Vettel in the Aston Martin is also coming through in Ricciardo. So Ricciardo's lost his composure. He's going to keep the inside. He's going to have the optimal line through the CLRSs, and he's going to force Vettel out. Bear in mind, Vettel is on the soft tyres there, so he's doing something different there. Van Dorn, Ricciardo and myself on mediums. As Van Dorn did try to have a go at us on lap 19. He's now got DRS on lap number 20 as we... there's contact there. I think Van Dorn might be out, you know. Is Van Dorn... as I say, I gave him room here on the right hand side. We tried to squeeze him, but he just... straighten that, and then Ricciardo and Vettel have now crashed into the back of him. I think they've got penalties as well for crashing into the back of him. But yeah, safety car is out then to retrieve Van Dorn's car. So we'll see if we can get... This will be a good chance to see if we can catch up to Hamilton. Hard tyres are going on. I did not like the tyre wear at all. Vettel is coming in as well. It's all for Ricciardo to do if he wants that P3, but yeah, I think that's a racing incident for me personally. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But here is the safety car then, and rather annoyingly there's a Jaguar in between, a lapped car in between myself and Hamilton, and of course, even though he's not driving for Mercedes anymore, the Jaguar is Valtteri Bottas. So even in Jaguar, he's helping his former teammate out as we're being once again a little bit naughty, but he's a lap car, so he's just going to pull over anyway. And he's cost us really a chance to have a little go at Hamilton into turn 1. Unfortunately, we've got Perez behind us. He's doing the one stop behind us as we watch Verstappen, who is, I believe, in the back of the top 10. We've got quite a number of cars behind the likes of Verline, as Vettel and Ricciardo are all over the back of Perez. We've managed to gap Perez. So this is a few laps later. Ricciardo now is going to have a go and see if he can get past Perez as well as Verstappen. This just shows how bad it is when the Ferrari have gone past as well. I mean, Verstappen will be counting the days that engine is. We're watching now Pierre Gasly. He is closing in on Vettel as well. It'd be interesting to see if Gasly can get a point against his former teammate, as Ricciardo now is closing in on Vettel. He's not quite close enough just yet, but he is closing in. He'll have DRS down the next zone, and I can tell you he will get past Vettel using DRS. As well as our AI decides to celebrate before crossing the line. So as we cross the line there, it's a brilliant P2 nevertheless. It's a good start for us in our McLaren career. Hamilton was untouchable today, which is alarming for us, how quick he was in that Mercedes. But Van Dorn, not so sure. We managed to keep him behind and get the better start. Vettel P4, Russell gets P5. Verline got ahead of Perez in the end. Perez's tyres dropped off, but Porsche just trying the alternative with Leclerc, Ocon as well getting some points, and Gasly did get in front of Verstappen for the last point. But Verstappen no points, finished 11th. Norris came home in 12th ahead of Schumacher 13th. Sainz had a miserable day down in 14th place, as did Alonso. I think Alonso got a penalty at some point as well, which is why he was 15th. Seta Camara finished ahead of Tsunoda in 16th and 17th, with the two Jaguars. Unsurprisingly, their car was slow, and obviously Bottas got lapped. So his race was ruined when the safety car came out. So yes, the drivers' standings. I should point out that there is one. Like in real F1, there is a point for fastest lap, but there's also 2 points for pole, and if you do finish out the top 10, you still get, if you get fastest lap, you still get the point, by the way, I should point out. So yes, it's as it was in the standings, the top 9, and then Van Dorn down in 10th place. So because Van Dorn retired, we, as McLaren, have the lead, 5 points ahead of Mercedes, who are another 6 points ahead of Aston Martin, and Porsche are down in 4th, and then there's Ferrari, Alpine and Techeetah getting a small number of points. Red Bull not scoring, and then Dragon and Jaguar needed something a little bit special, but considering the fact in this series so far, all 10 teams have already managed to score points, so it's only a matter of time, I think. If they do score points, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be as bonkers as it was in Season 2, but we'll see. But yes, if you have enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel for new, see plenty more episodes of the F1-E mod, next episode on Thursday. But until the next video, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.